Very good evening and a warm welcome to UBC News Tonight. It is the 11th day of July 2021. Before we start off today's bulletin, let's first take a look at today's headlines. UPDF in face mask mass production. Illegal fishing gears confiscated and destroyed. Wandegea Business Center in flames. A very good evening once again and welcome to UBC News Tonight. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Mohammed Mugalu on sign language. Now in tonight's bulletin, Uganda People's Defense Forces are manufacturing face masks to help tackle coronavirus situation head on in the country. Now Uganda People's Defense Forces, through their commercial arm NEC, have stepped up efforts to match the need. This was during a recent guided tour to UPDF's oxygen production plant in Nakasongola. Take a look.
The loud humming and sounds of soft metal stamping is heard as you walk into a bright white area of the latest transmission plant owned by World Industries Limited, a subsidiary of the National Enterprise Corporation, which is a commercial arm of Uganda People's Defense Forces. But the sounds aren't of auto parts being produced, but large reels of fabric running through machines, with employees using laser welders to make medical face masks. The face masks production process begins with a thin material and large spools being fed into a machine that welds 3 layers of the product into one, crimps the front of the masks, and inserts its metal line, call it nose wire. The machine then cuts out the fabric and spits the masks out faster than an ATM machine, dispensing bills. At full speed, the machine can produce 2,700 pieces per hour, totaling to 32,400 masks per day.
We are running optimally to reduce on rejection rate, on the market forces, factoring in the market forces, and so on and so forth. The bacterial filtration effect or the viral filtration effect is 99, greater or equal to 99%. That one is molten brown fabric. I'm saying the finished product has been tested as required by NDA.
The force is also engaging in production of sanitizers, all to fight COVID-19. This comes amidst constant advice by government and other health experts to the population to continue following the standard operating procedures to avoid the spread and contracting of the deadly virus. At the same industrial park, UPDF is also engaged in waste management, incinerating hazardous waste from both within and the surrounding areas.
We work very closely with the National Environmental Management Authority, that is NEMA. So we work very closely with NEMA and a license from them, and like my colleagues explained, the transporters are also licensed by NEMA. So we do not accept any waste coming here unless it is transported by authorized transporters. That's on that part. Then in respect of whether we only receive waste from the neighborhood, I just wanted to add that we, for instance, handle petroleum waste. And this is waste from petroleum activities. As you know, what is known as the graben. The graben extends from the Hoima area going up to the north, and that's quite far from here. And so most of the waste from that area comes to us because we are the only authorized, the first authorized handlers of hazardous waste in the country.
The General Manager of World Industries Limited, Major General Sabit Muzei, says Uganda People's Defense Forces is proud to have made a contribution not only in defense but also in improving people's livelihoods.
In line with the mandate on functions of the APDF, we produce products that are of defense nature, but we also produce products that are of normal use. And some of the actual facilities we have, much as they support defense production, they also support the civilian.
Genomzei says the plant has offered jobs to both women and men from both UPDF and civilians.
Joseph, Dr. Engineer Okidi, but in simple terms, we don't really employ soldiers only. Here it's an industry, we recruit based on skill and competence.
Ruwero Industries Limited is a subsidiary of the National Enterprise Corporation, a commercial arm of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. Bernard Higa, UBC News.
Soldiers under the Fisheries Protection Unit have destroyed and confiscated items used in illegal fishing by fishers. The operation was led by Captain Syrian Eric Biomohanji, who warned illegal fishers to follow government-set guidelines. Take a look. All right, we apologize for the sound right there, but we'll be bringing you that story again in our subsequent bulletins. But police fire brigade has put out a fire that devastated a business center adjacent to Uganda telecommunications stores in Wandegea, Kampala. Wandegea DPC Nuwamanya Alex confirmed that the fire was caused by electricity short circuit.
We got information that there was fire outbreak here. So when they came, we responded immediately. And after reaching here, the cause was electric shock. Because last night, there was no power, but we tried to respond immediately. So far, we are still establishing it. We are still finding out. Okay. But at a later stage, we shall know what has got the problem.
Now, religious leaders in Entebbe have launched a campaign of appreciating health workers, including doctors and nurses, who are on the front line of fighting COVID-19 and saving lives of Ugandans. A campaign headed by Bishop Daniel Kutesa Wandimba of Bethel Freedom Tabernacle aims at appreciating Ugandan health workers for the job well done.
Did we ever stop to thank health workers for the great work they do for our lives? I'm talking about everybody that works in this sector. I'm talking about ambulance drivers. I'm talking about toilet cleaners. I'm talking guys that watch the gates of hospitals and health facilities. I'm talking about psychiatrists. I'm talking about people that serve in mortuaries. I'm talking about pharmacy owners. I'm talking about people that own clinics. These guys serve us every day, day in, day out. During this COVID-19, they chose to stay at work. We want to salute them, and I'm promoting a campaign nationwide to appreciate all these people. Go to them where you live. Even when we are locked down, mask up, go and thank that community. They really deserve to be appreciated. I'm a priest, I'm a preacher. But actually, most people call me for prayers after running to hospitals.
Now, Kasese district leaders have been urged to be united for development of the district. Kasese Diocese Bishop, the Right Reverend Aquarius Chibida, says leaders need to come together to forge ways of developing their areas. Details follow. Religious leaders in Kampala have asked believers to maintain worshipping places in their homes during these tough times of COVID-19. Pastor Agaba Patrick Bainomigisha, a senior priest at Ark of God Church, Chitetika, wants the religious leaders to take full responsibilities of their lives during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic.
And churchgoers are being asked to establish worshipping places in their home and regularly nourish their faith during this COVID-19 pandemic-induced lockdown.
To make sure you keep your family altars burning. We encourage one another in the words of God so that we don't lose the track, so that we don't miss the hope. Love your neighbors and help your neighbors. If you have a kilogram of portion or something, please share.
Agaba urged people to use the lockdown to work in their farms and warned couples against gender-based violence during this lockdown induced by COVID-19 pandemic.
In this country, the doctors, the nurses, you have overcharged people. Please, let us use the heart of love to treat people. The heart of love, care, the heart of responsibility to treat people. Today you are charging me 100 million, your fellow sister, your real sister, biological uncle, who is not here. But what you sowed, she or he is going to suffer the consequence of what you did to your Ugandan.
Agaba also asked security operators not to discriminate religious leaders who at times find it hard to access some areas to conduct prayers, especially during funerals and burials.
These occasions are mostly done by the religious people. So, to make it hard for us to reach where we are going to bury our friends.
He thanked the government for protecting lives of Ugandans and asked for special attention to health workers who are the frontline workers in the campaign against COVID-19. Edwin Yachwara, UBC News.
Followers of the Unity of Faith have celebrated their Day of the Child. This is an annual celebration that coincides with the miracle by Owobushobozi Ruhanga Bisaka upon women who had been pregnant for 9 years.
Followers of the Unity of Faith have celebrated their Day of the Child during a scientific function full of glamour. This day is celebrated to commemorate a historic happening in 1980 when Owobushobozi Ruhanga Bisaka touched a woman who had been pregnant for 9 years and she delivered.
Omuherezo ogu akatwalenda yikala naye myaka mingi ebulire mundo ogu Mukama Ruhanga akingwire itambiro eribeta obumu itambiro y'ekyo kya kurungi kyonko omwana obunyamuzaire atasasanga banga kamukoreke hunyo ekihunirizo nti kuzara akajja kurwala zara.
Hosted at Unity of Faith Palace in Kapiemi, Kagadi District, the heir to the throne Omukwenda Akugiziwe Bisaka remained faithful about the good deeds that Owobushobozi Bisaka continues to perform, including healing of the sick and casting demons.
Tuinekole ebirungi Mukama Ruhanga kuyatugambye tusabege esaala eyo habukuba esaala n'okutuma tujja kubyama oba tujja kusinga agenda kukola emirimu tusaba esaala Mukama Ruhanga atwebembere kandi esaala zituyamba twikale ntumumanya hati nkesaala y'okulya emmere n'ojja kulya emmere otamala gagirya emmere n'olya bulya ako Mukama wayi ne Ruhanga niwagikuhaire.
Omukwenda Akugizibwe advised members to respect standard operating procedures and also to continue seeking providence through prayer. Unity of Faith members offered testimony about witnessing works of Obusobozi Ruhanga Bisaka in their lives still now.
Kitinisa kingi nahandi hona nabona yadde batakabagambira barahika barabagambira kandi Ruhanga aserekwa.
All right, now UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we'll return with business news.
As the financial year 2020-2021 draws to an end, URA has put measures in place to facilitate taxpayers to file their returns and pay taxes within the set deadline. All our offices across the country and the URA Contact Center shall remain open to provide extra support to our esteemed taxpayers. Additionally, we have extended our contact center service hours from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday to Friday and from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays and public holidays. In light of the COVID-19 risks, we encourage taxpayers to reach us through our improved contact center and other online platforms instead of making physical visits to our offices. For online support, please reach us through our toll-free lines 0800 117 000 or 0800 217 000. Email services@ura.go.ug. Website ura.go.ug. Social media Facebook URA page, Twitter @URA URA Customs Help Tool help.ura.go.ug/login. URA appreciates all taxpayers who have duly fulfilled their obligations. Stay safe and let us all observe the standard operating procedures to prevent further spread of the COVID-19 virus. Stay safe as we develop Uganda together.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
We've cut and reduced our MTN Momo withdrawal rates. Now you can withdraw mobile money at the lowest rates. You also get MTN Century Points when you deposit, send and withdraw MTN mobile money. Visit our Momo agents countrywide and withdraw mobile money at our reduced rates from 1st May 2021. Everywhere you go, MTN.
COVID-19 chijja kugwa. If we get vaccinated now, observe social distancing, wear a mask properly, sanitize or wash our hands with soap and water regularly. Together we can defeat this enemy.
In efforts to improve quality assurance and Uganda's competitiveness as a tourist destination, Uganda Tourism Board is set to undertake a nationwide grading and classification exercise of hotel and accommodation facilities. As a member of the East African community, Uganda subscribes to the East African Grading and Classification Criteria, a system denoted by stars ranging from 1 to 5. The grading and classification exercise will be crowned by the awarding of star ratings to facilities found compliant to the EAC minimum standards. This is therefore a call to all accommodation and facility owners and managers to register and get licensed by UTB as a requirement and get ready for participation. For more information, visit www.utb.go.ug or email qualityassurance@utb.go.ug for details. Uganda Tourism Board, promoting tourism together.
Introducing to you the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies, Mbarara University of Science and Technology. We run academic programs designed to create an interface between academics, industry, and the community. We aim at offering hands-on learning experience and skills that suit continuously evolving societal needs. Join the Faculty of Interdisciplinary Studies today for undergraduate training in Bachelor of Science in Planning and Community Development, Bachelor of Science in Gender and Applied Women Health, and Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Livelihoods and Farm Production. For postgraduate programs, we offer Master of Arts in Planning and Governance, Master of Arts in Development Studies, Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies, Postgraduate Diploma in Criminology, and PhD in Development Studies. For inquiries, please contact us through our email dean.fis@mass.ac.ug or admissions@mass.ac.ug, or you can call the Dean directly on 0782827777 or 0701778699. Electronic applications are also available on our website, applications.mass.ac.ug. Succeed we must.
Welcome back from that break. Now into our business news this evening. Times are constantly changing, with the urge to invent electronic motor vehicles growing every other day. But this does not imply that oil discovery is a waste of time for both developed and developing economies. This is a fear that has been dispelled by renowned Ugandan entrepreneur Patrick Bitature as he talks about post-COVID-19 economic recovery. Take a look.
Two major economic milestones in Uganda are running concurrently. That is the discovery and impending exploration of oil, as well as the invention of electronic motor vehicles. For oil, agreements with neighboring countries have already been signed for the construction of the oil pipeline. At the same time, construction of the Kira electronic motor vehicle manufacturing plant is ongoing in the Eastern District of Jinja.
The real full rollout will be when we have developed the entire Jinja Park.
One of the main problems that this is seeking to solve is the challenge of global warming and climate change, which has not spared Uganda.
There are three things in life, and I'll start with the C, that you've got to embrace: chances, choices, and change. If you take a chance on something, you make a choice that this is the one you're going to do, you will get change. If you don't do the first two, you will not get the change you desire. Now, the world is continuously changing. If there's one constant in life, it's that change will always happen. Now, the world is becoming more and more conscious of global warming and climate change, the effects of climate change, and so they are trying to reduce on the use of fossil fuel as one of the biggest contributors to this global warming. However, it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Whether petrol or diesel, fuel, which is a product of oil, is a worldwide known resource that propels the automobile sector. It is therefore not a waste of time to explore the product whose market is readily available.
Yes, the manufacturers of cars have all said 2030 or 2040 to start only making electronic vehicles. But if you look at how many electronic vehicles there are today in the world, there are less than 2 million in the world. Whereas the fossil fuel vehicles or steam engine vehicles, they are over 1 billion. There's a very big difference to move the needle from 2 million to 1 billion. Now, the people in India, 1.2 billion. The people in China, 1.3 billion. The people in Africa, 1.2 billion, are not about to start driving all of them electronic cars. So there's still a market for oil.
Unfortunately, this potential has been dealt a blow in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic outbreak that has changed the way of doing business, not just in Uganda, but across nations.
Tourism has been hit, but also manufacturing has been hit. People don't have money for spending on the goods being produced by Coca-Cola, by Tupeko, by the plastics industry. So incomes have dropped, and so we've had to go backwards. But that is the price we pay when you're in a period of war.
Not all hope, however, is lost. There will be life after COVID-19, even when the country is still grappling with the second lockdown. Economically speaking, this is part of what it will take for the country to recover, according to Patrick Witature, a prominent Ugandan businessman.
Eventually our oil and gas should jumpstart the economy. It should be a big catalyst to get the economy going. If we use those resources well and people start building the infrastructure for oil and gas, that will bring in a big impetus, give us a move in the right direction. So there is hope that tomorrow will be better than today. And hope is a very powerful tool to the young people especially.
To realize proceeds out of this, it will require full employment of all factors of production, including capital, land, human resource, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And now into sports. Chinese football fans have been staying up late to watch the UEFA Euro Championship because of the time differences between China and Europe, and the late night leisure activity has turned out to be a bonanza that has boosted China's nighttime economy, benefiting the country's bar owners. In the run-up to the finals, many Chinese football fans chose to enjoy the games at bars, free of the worry of disturbing their neighbors when the games kick off at 3 a.m. Beijing time. The enthusiastic fans have jacked up the business volume of urban bars, having a cold beer in a bustling bar, watching the game with friends and rooting for the favorite team. This was a scenario they couldn't have imagined amid the height of COVID-19 more than a year ago. Those who watch the 90-minute matches at home are also contributing to the economy by ordering for food and drinks online. Well, the scenario of the UEFA is quite different here in Uganda. You could hear loud noises from the neighborhood of people watching the match at home. Well, UBC News Tonight has come to an end, but do join us for a second edition of UBC News Tonight at 10 p.m. I'm Lauryn Masika Kazimoto and Mugalu Mohammed on sign language. We'll see you then.